how to increase protein intake in 7 easy ways. Number 1, which is, Jorie, Jon, make protein a ritual.
Yeah, I think first of all, to make it a ritual, you have to know what it is.
My thing is this: every time you open your mouth to eat something, protein has to be the first thing going down. Period. End of story.
Which leads me to number 2 on this list, which is eating it first.
When you fill your plate, start at the section where the protein is. Protein takes longer typically to eat, feel fuller longer. So start there, then your vegetables, then go to your superfoods or replenishers, and then your energizers. And eat around your plate that way, and then you'll be more satisfied.
Number 3, top your foods with chopped nuts.
They are so good for you. They're not a high protein food source. They contain some, but if you look at gram for gram, it's going to be a higher fat content, which again, it's a heart healthy fat from those sources. And fat also keeps you feeling fuller longer. 1 gram of protein, 4 calories. 1 gram of fat, 9.
Choose leaner meats. The obvious ones, chicken breasts.
If when you're shopping for meat, looking for anything that ends in loin, tenderloin, right? So that's gonna be a nice lean option. But you take your cooked up ground beef and drain it, strain it, and then you've made your own lean ground beef. So chicken breast over chicken thighs. However, chicken thighs will have more iron content, so depending on what you're looking for. But I think, yeah, you can take a look and choose leaner options. Fishes can be fatty, but it's also a very good protein source as well. Lean proteins for sure. It's just understanding what those are. So meats, you can go lean. Eggs, you can go egg whites, maybe a third, 2/3 cup of egg white and 1 whole egg, because plain egg whites sometimes are gross.
Next one up here, choose brown rice or quinoa over white rice.
Yeah, so nutritional content for protein isn't that hugely different. You'll get some higher micronutrients in, say, the brown rice over white rice. Quinoa will have definitely close to double the amount of protein, but it's not super high. So it's like a 45 grams to 8-9 grams. And making sure that you pair that up then with something else to make it a complete protein. So having maybe some peas and your quinoa mixed together, right, can make it a complete. But it's not impossible. It's harder to achieve that high protein intake per meal with only plant-based sources.
The next one on our list here of 7 is adding beans to everything, right? Adding beans to everything is relatively easy to do. You can often disguise the taste of beans in things if you're baking or in pastas or so forth, and you're increasing your protein intake without making many changes. Am I correct?
Exactly. So if you're needing to get 20 grams of protein at a meal, you could save the cost of some of the meat sources by cutting that in half and then doing the other component with your lentils or beans, with your pulses, with those options, and then sprinkling some nuts on there as well.
Yeah. And then the last one here on our list of 7 ways to increase your protein intake throughout your day is you might want to consume and choose whole grain bread instead of Wonder white bread that's been sitting on the shelf for months on end. Join me, Jon and Marty, every Monday to Friday at 8 a.m. EST on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, your live morning conversation for men on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Real talk, real men, real results.